Hey everybody, it's Jandy here. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm actually going to be reviewing a new album for you. Alex Whitehead, known by his stage name ALXX with two X's, is a professional boxer, comedian, jiu-jitsu artist, podcast host, and now he's delving into music. He has delved into music in the past. He released an EP earlier this year titled The Race to Hell. This album is called The Race Around Australia, which is pretty ironic since he released it the day he went to Italy. It's a very interesting one. So let's get right into the review. As he's marketed it as his first ever album, I will be taking that into account during the review. The album opens with the first track spun out on a skid, using a very unexpected Lady Gaga sample throughout the beat, a sample of Poker Face. I really enjoyed this track. Throughout the entire record, Alex sticks to this bogan Aussie theme, and you can hear it very well in the first three tracks. It kind of delves a little bit off later on, but the first few tracks of the album are very bogan. It's very reminiscent of something you'd hear on like Fat Pizza or Howzers, especially on the first track, spun out on a skid. Very Paulie Falzoni, just with the way he says things like drifts in the Commodore, just shit like that. It's fucking great. If you're an Aussie, especially if you're from Melbourne or Sydney, that shit is going to resonate with the track too. Fuck the dogs on a train. If you know anything about Alex, this is a very expected track from him. The song has a high-pitched section, which I actually found really funny. It honestly bumped the song up a couple levels for me, you know? Sonically, it's pretty rinse and repeat, you know. Verse 1, funny part, another verse that sounds like the first verse. It's good, like it's funny, and it captures the Aussie theme very well. So, there's no complaints there. It's very reminiscent of something you'd hear someone play on the train in the western suburbs. I can honestly name about 8 people in my personal life who could feature on this. And now, I don't have a whole lot to say about the next track, Roll to Cunt. It's pretty funny lyrically. I think the beat's a bit generic. It makes the song feel a little bit bland, especially compared to the previous two. It's like it's trying to be the other two songs, not hitting as hard. It's still a fun listen though. I personally prefer the next track on the album, Locked Up. The bars are kind of hit and miss on the song. Flow's really good. It captures the theme. It's less of that Aussie kind of accent kind of theme, but it still captures the whole vibe that he's going for on the album. It sounds very goofy. The beat's kind of goofy, but it works for Alex. Now the next track, Spend a Night. I am so happy that this track has a short runtime. It's an example of a song that's so terrible, just god-awful, insufferable, but it's still worth a listen. You still want to listen to it. I just want to know who hurt Alex, so I know who to blame for this song existing, this abomination of a song. He also goes for a high-pitched outro on this song, which is funny, but it works way better on the other song. It just feels like he's trying too hard on this one. He also tries to sing on this song, like it's a lot more sung than rapped, and it's just god awful. The next song is St. Albans, which features Kai DeAngelis and LSD Jandy. It's a pretty good song. It's alright. You can tell there wasn't much production that went into it. You can tell it was recorded in like 12 minutes. It wasn't rushed. It was just more they were fucking around. Like you can tell they weren't taking it serious. The highlight for me on this track is Kaya's verse. His wordplay is just unmatched by the other verses on this song. I would love to hear a whole project by Kaya. The next song on the album is The Highlight. I don't know who this Andrew guy is that they talk about on the track Loser, featuring the DeAngelis household, but they absolutely shredded him on this song. Gabby carried with the intro where she was calling him a loser. He's a drag loser, Andrew. She fucking carried. Hands down, best verse on the album. There isn't much I can say about it. It's just perfect. Like, I think this might be the best song on the album. Alex's verse was actually pretty catchy. Like, it's still stuck with me a little bit. Shoulda took Plan B, Plan B. And Moz's backing vocals. I mean, she owned the track. She added so much flair to it. She just made it an instant classic. The album closes with an interlude by Kai DeAngelis, which I'm honestly very conflicted on. It doesn't match the vibe of the album at all. It feels more like a bonus track, if anything, or a single or something. But Kai's freestyle ability that he showed off on the song is unmatched by any freestyle I've ever heard in my life. Honestly, it's just amazing freestyle ability. On first listen, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. The beat's very weird compared to the rest of the album. It's just different. There's something about the beat. It just feels so different. I don't know what it is. Honestly, like, Kaya just killed it. He killed it. He owned that. And yeah, it's grown on me a lot. Alex showed off a lot of his range on this album by trying some new things, such as stealing 8 beats instead of 5, and getting other people to carry the album. It was a big jump in quality from his debut EP, and I found myself enjoying the album a lot more than I thought I would. I'd give it a strong 6 to a light 7. Alex travelled around Australia to make this project, and while I think a lot of the material landed, I'm looking forward to seeing him improve and seeing what he can deliver on future projects. So let me know what you think of The Race Around Australia. Do you love it? Do you hate it? What's your favourite track on here? I'd say my favourite is Loser and my least favourite is Roll to Cunt. This has been Jandy. Thank you all for watching. Peace.